Another episode of What's in the Box. You see, we got a couple of things. We got more coming, and I was going to wait until we got all of it. We're ready to go ahead and start putting some of it on. So it's going to be an assortment again. So let's see what's in the box. And I got Junior running the camera back here today, so I got some assistant, my beer assistant. What have we got? Alright, that's good, isn't it? Alright, that big old box, and that's all we got. So this is a dipstick for the Subaru. I guess they're bad about the plastic breaking after they get old or whatever, or deteriorated, and so we had to get that. Yeah, that thing cut. Alright, so that's one thing. Let's see what else we got. Any guesses on what this is? Alright, let's see what this is. Alright, what we got is a lot of paper. It's got the upper radiator hose for the Lexus IS300. What we ran into, we got some cooling issues when we're drifting, and we've got a bad hose. It looks like it's swelling up. It's ran its course. The hose is real soft, and it looks like it's about to break. We don't want any leaks, especially when we're drifting, and we have to be done for the day when we can just go ahead and change the hose. Kind of one of those kind of deals. It's a matter of time for that thing bust. So, alright, what was that? Let's see what's in the bag. Alright, this is, I have my eyes dilated. What is that? I can't read, my eyes have been dilated. Got new contacts today.
Radiator cap.
Radiator cap. Alright, so we got Stant is the brand. Stant actually makes factory replacement, or equivalent to, supposedly, parts or whatever. So the problem we're having is the cheap eBay cap. I can't make up my mind if it's just not sealing correctly, or maybe just the style of where the cap goes on, something. And we may even, I'm kind of worried that we may have a head gasket issue. I'm not certain that we do. It's running hotter than it should, and that's a short track that we're running, so it doesn't have a lot of time for the air to get into the radiator. And there's still plenty of coolant left, but the temperature does keep coming up on the car pretty high, especially when he parks it or whatever. So we're going to change some things, and this cap is one of the things that we're actually, where it's overflowing, we actually got like a factory replacement one. That way we got away from the cheap eBay one, and to see if that is relevant. So alright, now what is this deal here? This is I don't know what this is. Alright, so what we got now is, on the IS300, the overflow tank is made onto where the fan stuff is, and so we're going to move this away from where the radiator is and maybe separate it from that a little bit, and might quite possibly keep it from being so hot. And so we opted to go ahead and just get one that and I looked at the lids, and I wanted to get a screw top lid versus this style. So I don't know that radiator, I guess where it's aluminum, so you put it on and it twists. Where it should stop, it actually you can go too far and it just spins right off and it's loose again. So it may be just a radiator issue itself, where it's one of the cheaper aluminum radiators. But I want to stay away from that type of cap, so I made it specific where we got this type of cap that'll screw on and will actually, you know, seal solid. And alright, so we got this one, so we can check the levels on the coolant, because you can see this thing doesn't have any other type of window in it or whatever. And this is actually pretty easy to make, these type of windows on anything. You can just put a fitting in something, and it's just a piece of hardened plastic hose, and so it will automatically, as the fluid comes out and travels up, that's just the way it's, you know, the mechanics of it. So it's nothing special as far as so if you already have one, it doesn't have something like this, you can add that in. The pain would be with the top sealed in, you couldn't get the top piece in. But I didn't really want one with the dual port, but I like this design. That gives me a lot of options of where to put it. And it did have the dual. I can just plug this one of these off if I want to, or I can have one come in the top and the other one come out the bottom and feed the, you know, maybe back into like a supply line to the heater core or something, and make it transfer from here too. But we're just working on ways of cooling this thing down. The short track, like I say, is definitely, it's harder to cool this thing down. We're going to take a pump sprayer with us if we can remember this time, and we put some cool water in it, and so every time we come back off the track we can spray it down and cool it back off pretty quick. And it really just boils down to the track being small like that. But the main thing we're having is the overflow issue, where it just keeps blowing the coolant out, and it's possible that it's just getting that hot and causing it to do it. It's possible that we got a head gasket leak and it's putting too much pressure in the radiator, and it's possible there's a cap issue. There's several things, so we're trying to pick through it and see exactly what the culprit is. And if we go this weekend, we've got some more stuff coming. If we don't get it all by the time we go, there'll be more stuff we're going to change. And if none of that seems to help, we're probably going to end up doing a leak down test and make sure we don't have a head gasket issue. There's tests that you can do if you can see you have exhaust in the actual coolant. So that's a lot of times that's why you get too much pressure in your radiator, is the exhaust blowing back into the coolant. It's not always got to be water in the oil or oil in the water, like, you know, always here, but it can be blown between where the compression and the coolant is, and so it will make it bubble continuous and put too much pressure into the radiator and the cooling system, cause it overflows. So you can open your radiator cap, crank the car, and it'll just bubble constantly. But it will also do that if you don't have a thermostat, where the water pump's pushing through constantly too, or when the thermostat opens. But when it's cold, it shouldn't do that if the thermostat's closed. It should, you know, just stay steady until it opens. Then you might see it bubble a little. But that's pretty much where we're at with this. We're just trying to figure out ways to cool this car down, and so we can drift without, if it's not got a blown head gasket now, we're trying to at least keep it from getting there, causing bearing failure from it getting too hot. So we may go ahead and change the oil. Remind me to do that. Go ahead and change the oil and everything too, where it's been so hot. It's probably broke down the oil some, so when you go ahead and put some new oil in it and prepare a little better this time, keeping this car cool, because it's getting way too hot. So, but anyway, that's what's in the box, and that's why we're getting these things. Yeah, definitely got to keep the car cool when you're drifting. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.
feeling high.